Hi all, welcome to the fourth video of Basic VBA. In this video, we are going to learn offset and resize. These two are very important things when we will do the dynamic programming. So in this video, we'll understand how to use this and what is the purpose of using this and what the significance of that. So to understanding that it is very, very important for dynamic programming. Again, I'm saying. And another thing I'd like to mention to all the viewers, if you think that you will view this, you just watch this video and you will learn everything. You will become a master of the coding. It is not going to happen. So you need to do a practice, huge practice to do. So I'll request to all of you while watching these videos, please do practice at your home so that you can create, you can have those logic. Your brain will get trained with those logic and those concepts. So without practice, you can't work. Or when you will face the interview, when you will get into the real scenario, real life problem, when you will ask to develop something. If you are not doing practice at your home, you in the real field you are not be able to perform. So it is my request to do a give some hours to for the practicing this thing. Okay, so before going further, I'd like to request you, if you like my videos, please share with others, give like, and please subscribe my channel as well. So without wasting the time, another thing that I have already saved this file in VBA computable format, as we know how to save it and with which format. So now onwards, I'm not going to waste time by saving the file. So it will be already before coming here, start the video, I'll save it in the proper format. So just let me go to the VBA editor, Alt F11. Add the module. We know how to add the module and we know how to rename it and what are the restrictions and what are the rules we need to follow. Mod 01 underscore. I'm giving the name offset and size. And let me rename the sheet as well, which we normally do. I'm giving the name double. So here we'll take the same example which we covered in the last video. So there we given the exact fixed. We mentioned the exact cell number to cell number, from which cell to which cell. But here we'll do the same programming, but using offset and resize. How to do that? We'll see in a bit. Before that, I'd like to show that what we did in the last video. But those people get not watched my previous video, excuse me, I'd like to request you to please go and watch the previous video. So the coding was like that. There we used the fixed. Everywhere we fixed, given the fixed row number and specific cell number. But this time we'll not do the same thing. Okay. How to do that? So let me write the program name. Sub create table. Okay. So we are going to work with the okay. So let me write that with SHD. So we are going to work this sheet. So I told you, just when you will start the with, you need to end it first, end with, so that it is a best practice always when you will start anything, just end it up first, then write the code inside of that. That is a best practice, so that when you will write the bigger program, you will not will be problem with the ending ending clue or end of any static point. So for an example, lots of time we do this type of mistake. Well, big problem if you are writing starting with the with and you forgot to write the end with, and you are using multiple end with inside of like this with and inside of this another with and inside of another with. Okay, so it will be and if you by mistake if you don't close one with, it will create one problem. So that's why it is recommended when you start anything, just first close or end up that first. Okay. And another thing, you have already seen me in my previous program when writing, there is a looking good programming. You need to do a program, write a program in such a way it should look good. So that is a practice when you start anything like that. And this is a sub, and this is end sub. And again, I'm starting something. Please do just use some one tab so it will go inside. Just select it and do tab, or just you can select put the cursor beside and create one. If you write this way, it will look very good. So next, when you start the next inside of that code with, just put the cursor and do one tab, and from here you will start. So whenever what is the benefit of that? Not only that it will look good, but to the people will go to read the program, it will be very understandable for him, like what from where which is what is starting and what is inside of which thing is inside of where the looping is starting. In future, we'll understand what is the significance of writing the code in such a manner. So this is advice we'll understand in our later videos. But this is suggestible. Always write the code in such a way. So please use this type of what I can say that I can say the format that the practice you should do is should write the code in such a manner so that it will be easy to understand and able for other. Okay, so just this. So now think what before going into the just let me show you what is the use of offset and resize. So just I'm giving one doing one test over here. So just take range 1. So just giving sheet dot range, sorry, the range A1. Okay. Now what offset? Offset is a thing by which we can jump from one cell to another cell. Like you are in, so right now we have written just A1. So it is indicating to this one. And now, for an example, any scenario, we need to start it from C1. So, how much we need to move? We need to move row. We are not moving the row because row, we have the same row we are here, but we are moving the column 1, 2. So, movement of row is 0 and movement of column is 2. To mention this C1. So, like that, if we write like offset, sorry, offset. So go to this cell, we need to go 0 is because to go to the C1, we don't need to move any row. And then we are moving 2. Just I'm using select. Understand it. So just we are hitting F8 to understand this. See? It's selected here. Now I'm selecting here. Just let this show you. Just understand this. So it got selected. So what purpose of offset? Offset, we use when we need to jump from this cell, from a specific cell to another cell. So, like for an example, I need to jump it from E5 from A1. So E5, we need to move the rows. You know already in sales, we have discussed that we need to mention the row first and then the column. So how many rows we are moving? We are moving the row 5. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go to the E5. In that case, we'll write 5 and column also 5. Okay. So just see, I have selected somewhere else. We need to go to the E5. Now, sorry, because see, we were here 1 and how much we are moving? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 4 and we need to, for you go to E5, we need to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Go to the 4, E5, we need to move 4 columns and 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got it? So that's the way we need to write the offset. That is a use of offset. Now, coming to the second one, what is a resize? Now, see, resize to select a range, for an example, I need to select A1 and from there we will have only number of rows or cells to resize. So that how much, for an example, if you say that you need to resize the area, the range by 4 rows, we will take the 4 rows first. So in this case, we need to go the 4 rows. So 4 rows like this, resize by 4. So let's see what is going to happen. So sheet dot range A1 dot resize. We are going how many rows? We are adding 4 rows and column 0 column. Okay, because we are not going to write the moving any column as we did the same thing here. Okay, now I am writing select. Now see, if I am doing this, first it is there. It is selecting E5 again, and then now here is a problem with the D. It's saying there is a problem. What it is? For offset, when there was no movement of row or column, we used 0. But for resize, we can't use 0 because resize can't be 0 or negative. Understand why? Because row, when you are saying the resize, it is holding some cells. It can't be 0. You need to select at least one cell, right? So in that case, row or column, whatever it is, it can't be 0. At least one row or column you need to select. Okay, and it obviously it can't go to minus. So resizing, offset means you are jumping from, you can jump to the right, so that is a plus, and you can jump to the left, so you can go here. So it will go to the -1, so that it can be positive, it can be negative, but for resize it can't be negative. So there's a specific, there's a very important point, that is offset can be positive and negative. resize can't be 0 or negative. Okay, that's the mess. So we need to at least into 1. So in this case, what are the requirement of us? That it will only resize, this A1 will be resized by 4 rows. Okay, so what will be it? So just check it. Now it is working and resize by 4. So see, now another difference we need to see. When we were counting that offset, what we are doing, we are counting from the next cell. Like when we use the 5, it moved to the 6. But to move to the E5, we are giving the count 4 and 4. So just see that we are using 4 from A1, but it is going to the A5. We are counting from the next cell for jumping. Jump 1, jump 2, jump 3, jump 4. And for jump 1, jump 2, jump 3, jump 4. But for resize, it is not. The cell you are starting off, you need to count that as well. So that's why for this one, when I'm saying that resize 4, means I'm including the cell which is currently we are holding, that is A1 also. So that means 4 means it will be increased by 3 rows. Got it? It will be increased by 3 rows. You need to, in later example we'll understand why it is important, because we need to do the calculation in such a way. For an example, in future we'll later examples will learn also how to find out the last row. In that case, when you in such a type of scenario where you need to use, you will get a count of row, and for an example 5, and you need to calculate it here. So for resize, you need to understand that this 5, if I do the resize, if I using the resize, that means if I need to go to the till, for an example, row 100, the cell A1 to A100, then I need to resize by 100. But for offset, I need to use 99, because if I go to till 100 or jump to 100, if I want to jump 100, so in that case, I need to use offset. For offset, I need to use 1 less from the count of the row or the column. We need to go to that point, because for offset we don't include the current cell which is holding, but for resize we hold the current one. Okay, so that's why that's the calculation we need to remember. For that's why this thing, it is holding A to 4. Okay, another easiest way you can remember it, whatever the number you are passing, it will be in the check cell, it will show offset plus 1. For an example, if I am getting 4, so it will be till 5, and if I am using this 4, it will be another including 5. But for resize, whatever number we are writing, that will be the same as is. If I am writing 4, it will go to up to 4 only, and if it is 1, it will be holding the same where it is. Okay, so that's the thing. So just learn another thing. Just if I want to, just from A1, I need to hold till F7. How to do that? A1. So I need to have till 7. So I need to resize these rows by 7, and column 1, 2. I need to start from the column I'm starting. So I need to column this. I need to count this A as well. So A, B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So column will be 6 and rows will be 7. So resize row will be 7 and column will be 6. Okay. So just take the example. I am just now it is selected, enter the area. That's the use. So by using this, we are going to write that program. Okay. So how we are going to write that program? So assume, so what we learned in the previous example, if we want to use the same thing again and again, we will put the same thing in use. So if I need to write jump or resize it from A1 only, so what I'll write, I'll take the sheet name and the same range as a common thing. So dot range A1. A1 will be, I'll take it in width, so that this area we do not need to write again and again. Okay. So we are using the sheet A1 as width, and from there we will jump. So now what will be the first thing? We need to write the name from here to here. So how many rows? We need to resize. So first we need to offset from here to here, because we need to write from here. So A1, we are not going to write in A1. We are going to write from B1. So from A1, we need to offset first. First, we need to offset, because we are going to start from A1. So we are going to offset row. We are not moving row. Row movement will be 0. So row is not going to offset, and for offset 0 is acceptable. For offset 0 is acceptable because we are going to count from the next cell offset. So there is no movement for row. So row will be 0 and column will be 1, because we are going to select A1. It is A1, that's why it is. Okay. Now just giving one example. If okay, you'll get confused. Will later on will understand when we use in the practical in near future example. As of now, just understand this. So offset we are using 1. Okay. Now by this offset we already moved to E1. Now we need to resize it from here to for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 F. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. From here we need to resize dot resize. So resize, and what we know, for resize we need to count the cell where we are belonging right now. So we are currently, as per the code, after moving there, we are belonging to a B1. From there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 19, 20, 30, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Including the current cell, it will be 5. So resize row will be 1. There is no movement of row, but column we need to move 5. Got it? Because we need to write 1, because we need to count it from where we are belonging. So currently we are belonging the row number 1. Okay. So that's always it will be 1. We can't go below 10, because we need to hold at least 1. We are holding here 1. That's why resizing is 1, means current row where we are belonging now. That row, but column we need to move by 5. Okay. Dot value is equal to, now where as we know already, array. If you don't understand this one, please just watch my previous videos. 2020, 2019, 018, 2017, 2016. Okay. Sorry. As it is numerically, we don't need the double quote. And for the, now it is there. Let's see if I hit the F8 from here. Okay, it's already there from there only. Okay. Now, after that, from here, we need to write few names till, see, so we'll write 1, 2, 3, 4 people name. Okay, so 4 people name. So in that case, just now this offset. But in this case, how we need to do offset from A1? We need to start from A2. So in this case, to offset, we are not moving the column. We are moving only row. So in that case, when I start, row movement is 1 and column movement is 0. Okay. So after offsetting 1, 0, we'll move A2. Got it? And from there, we need to resize. Resize, then how many? We need to resize 4. We need to put only 4 data. So we need to resize by 4. So resize by 4 means row number, we are not going to, we are going to resize the row by 4. So including that row, we need to, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. As we need to put 4 rows, so that will be 4. And then there is no movement of, or no, we are not resizing the cell, column. So that's why column always be 0 to 1. Okay. Then value is equal to, we know now we are going to put the vertically. So we know how to put application dot function dot transpose, then array. Now we are giving just Ajay, Vijay, Rahul. We need to put only 4 and this one. Okay, so we need to close the brackets. Then now what? Just take, and last time we learned how to clear it. So this time we are not going to just dot as we are doing the same dot. We are connecting to the A1 and writing the current region dot. We learned that in previous video. So I'm not going into detail of that. Just see it is cleared now. So first is that value and this value. So after that, we need to put the formula will put from here to here. Now, in this case, we need to offset from where we are going to start. We are going to start from E2. That means from here, we need to move the column by 1, and to reach here, we need to move the column by 1 and row by 1. Okay. So we need to offset row by 1 and column also by 1. Just I'm using the select to understand that. I'm selecting here. So just we'll do it. I'm hitting F8 to understand that what it is going to select. Till I have selected, it is only O12 is selected as of now. So when I hit F8, P2, because to select this, we move column by 1 and row by 1. That's why after offsetting 1, 1, we move here. And from there, how much we need to resize? For this many, we need to, for resize, we need to calculate the current row and column. So for this one, we need to, how many columns we need to move? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And row 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows, 5 columns. Okay. For resizing. Dot resize. How many? 4 rows and 5 columns. Dot value. And I told you in the last video, so that if I am using the formula, we write it here first. I'm using rand between, and I'm giving bottom as 100, and it is 1000. Okay, so hit enter, copying this formula, and in double quote as it is text, double. And already we have put this formula, so we need to remove, but we are not going to follow the code which the lengthy code, that is 2 lines code for copy paste special. For that we are going to write the smallest one. We will know this how, for what is a explanation of what is the details, I'm not going to, but we explain in the last video. So I understood that. So just putting the formula and removing the formula by using this code. So let's see so how it is going to run. All are clear. The first row, this is a second row, sorry, not second row, the vertically information, then all the values are here. Okay, so but it is the formula, it's still the formula there, just F8, and now all the formula are removed. It's only value. Okay, I think you have understood that how to use and why use this resize and offset. If you have any question, you can write in my comment. I'll obviously answer to those question. If you have any confusion of any video after watching, any confusion, any question, please write in my comment. I'll get back to you. Okay. As of now, this is all for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in next video.